Hey guys, it is Saturday, May 1st, 2021, and I'm back like in a reasonable amount of time to do a video. Um, uh, it's only been like 6 weeks instead of like 6 months, um, or 5 weeks even. Um, yeah, so, um, April was a good month. April was probably the best stitching month I've had like in at least a year, at least since the beginning of the pandemic. Um, it was a really good month. But first, let me start by saying welcome to my new subscribers. I know I've been getting a lot of new subscribers. Thank you for being here. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Um, I thank Sarah at Our Stitching Kingdom and Vicky and Carla and EJ and everybody who's been doing that hashtag under 1000 sub club and shouting me out. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Um, and um, so welcome and thank you for returning if you've been following me for a while now. um, Despite my flakiness about being here. um, so yeah, April was a good month for me. Like the total amount of stitches I did, for some of you I know that's like a week, but for me it's really good. I did about 4,400 stitches, um, which for me is really good considering the way things have been going for the past year or so. So um, so yeah, I worked on 10 different projects, which is crazy. But I owe nearly all of that to the Spring Basket Monthly and Daily 30 because that's what prompted me to pull out of a lot of these projects to do the monthly. And I was so proud of myself because this is the first time I finished a monthly in that group. When you finish the monthly, you get an advantage in the following month. You get like a discount on your stitches, or you get a free pass for a prompt, or there's some kind of advantage for finishing the monthly. And this is the first time I've gotten them because I don't usually finish the monthly. Usually I don't even do the monthly. I think this is the first time I've ever done more than two of the prompts for the monthly. So I was excited. Um, for April, it was fun though. We were giving gifts to each other. We were filling baskets for each other. So it was fun to go around and give the people the different items. So I had a good time with that. And I did my zombie run. So yeah, so I have a lot of projects here. Um, so we'll get started. I have some stash. I have some other exciting things that I've done because I was left unsupervised. So we'll get started. Um, the projects are not in any specific order. They're in the order that they're stacked here because I stacked them up when I was getting ready for the video, and that's how they are. So, um, Container Store, cheaper on Amazon. I think the Container Store might be the most expensive place to buy anything. This is. I don't think I have a picture of it in here. Oh, I do. This is His Eyes on the Sparrow by String Assemblery. And I discovered this month that, well, Beth Twist has been making a lot of her patterns available in PDF, and they're compatible with Pattern Keeper. So one of the things I bought this month was I bought this pattern in PDF and put it on Pattern Keeper, and it's wonderful. I had to insert the thread colors by hand, but I can deal with that. So this I used for, I double dipped this with the spring baskets because I needed a cow, and there are two cows right at the very top. There's a cow right there, and there's a cow right there, right at the very top of the sampler. And I also needed for magical stitches, I needed an angel. And there are angels right here on either side of the tree. So I was able to double dip that. I also needed a beehive, which is right here, but I had another project that I used for the beehive. So this is what I did. I did 250 stitches over one. I complained a lot, but I was able to finish this animal right here, which I think is a fox. And this animal, which I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a horse or it's a dog or I don't know what it is. It's got a really long body and I don't know what it is. But so there's his eyes on the sparrow. I have a difficult time working on this project because it's on 28 count, hand dyed 28 count, which means it's smaller than that, and it's over one, and I just have a really hard time working on this project. But I mentioned last month that I'm trying to get 1,000 stitches in all of my WIPs, so 250 out of 1,000 so far. But I did find that when I first started working on it, I was like, I can't see this. But as I kept working on it and my eyes got used to it, then it was better. So I just need to be more patient with it. All right. The next project is, this was a new start last year. This was my birthday start last year. And I don't have a picture of it in here. I'll show you on my phone. Wrong album. Let's try this album. This is Joy in the Journey by Leisure Arts. You can get it in PDF on the Leisure Arts website. I don't remember if it works in Pattern Keeper or not. I decided that I think maybe it doesn't really work that well in Pattern Keeper. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I decided that it wasn't worth using in Pattern Keeper, and I'm just using it on paper. So, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I did 300 stitches or 200 stitches on this. This is the one that has a beehive on it, so I use this for the beehive, and I did some of the border and the flowers on the border. So there's that. I'm stitching this along with Natalie at Knitting Knot Stitches, and she's way far ahead of me. She's got part of the house in, and she's got part of the tree in, and she's got the border like almost done. Okay. This next piece is, I wonder where it went. I'm missing the cover picture out of my bag. Here it is. This is Trade Winds by Teresa Winsler. This is my off my bet piece for semi-sane. And so on off of my bet, you do a letter every 2 weeks. I had gotten behind. So this month, I had gotten caught up. I did E, F, G, and H for this month. And now they're on I. So I need to go in there and do eye. And I think I need to count. I'm either at the 1,000 stitches or the eye will put me at 1,000 stitches. So I need to count, but I'm very close. So there's trade winds. The mermaid is kind of in timeout. I'm gonna have to go back and deal with her at some point, but there's a domino effect of mistakes in there. So I've been kind of ignoring her. This piece, this is a zombie run piece. I've also been kind of mad at this project. This is a zombie run piece. This is Victorian Village by Janlin. It's an old kit. You can probably find it for about 20 bucks on eBay. And this is where I am on it. So I finished up the yellow ornament, the cross stitch. I need to backstitch this ornament. I need to backstitch this ornament. And then I have the other 4. The reason I am mad at this project is because the plastic canvas is old and it keeps cracking. There's a crack in the edge. There's a crack in the edge right here. There's a crack in the edge here. There's a crack over here. There's another crack somewhere. I don't know. But the plastic canvas keeps cracking. So a very kind friend sent me another piece of plastic canvas. And I'm going to transfer the other 4 ornaments over there. Because, yeah, see when the light hits it, you can see where there it is. See, you can see when the light hits the tape. I put Scotch tape on there to keep it from cracking anymore. But I'm going to transfer the other 4 ornaments to the other piece of the canvas. And I'm kind of disappointed because I was really looking forward to seeing all of the ornaments on here together. But the cracking is just not going to do, so I'm going to have to change it. So I've kind of slowed down on this piece because I'm frustrated. But it'll be alright. My next piece I'll show you on my phone. Here it is. This I did for spring baskets because we needed something with a flower in it and something with words. So clearly it has words and then the flowers in her skirt. And this is by Lindy Stitches. You can get it on our Etsy or on our website. So I did 400 stitches on this, which gave me the 1,000 stitches that I needed. So there that is. I finally figured out that this is an embroidery hoop. Maybe all of you knew that, but I finally figured out, oh, that's a piece of embroidery at the top. So there's a stitch for Sweet Freedom. And I'm stitching this on Verdigris Garrick by Fortnite Fabric. I love Fortnite Fabric. Alright. This next piece, this is also a zombie run piece. Is there a... I'll just show you on my phone. My next piece, this well, it was a zombie run piece. I just moved it out of my zombie run, but this is the Three Things sampler by Moira Blackburn. And it says, three things there are that will never come back. The arrow shot forth on its destined track, the appointed hour that could not wait, and the hopeful word that was spoken too late. So there's three things. We'll talk about this more later when I get to plans. But I moved this out of my zombie run. I call this my tablecloth because the piece of fabric is gigantic. But there it is. I finished the alphabet. Actually, I think I had the alphabet done when I showed it to you last month. And then I did that little leaf motif down there underneath the alphabet. So I gotta finish that up. And then the next motif under here is like a square of flowers, and I think there's a deer in it, or there's some animals in it, or something. So, and the bottom of page 1 is partway through that motif. So, and then I'm gonna do the flowers and the border before I move on to the next page. We'll talk about this some more during plans. All right. I was a busy little bee this month. This piece, I thought the picture was in here. Here it is. I was right. All right. This piece is Raspberry Homecoming. This is the piece that I just moved into my zombie run. This is by Lavender and Lace. I don't know if this is in or out of print. It was out of print. Marilyn, of course, has passed away. I kind of think that Beth Cass, the woman who runs Marilyn's business and I think is in charge of her estate, may have re-released some of them. I'm a little confused. I don't know. But it seems like they've all of a sudden started becoming available again at like 123 Stitch. I don't know. But this is what I did on this piece. This piece, I did 1,000 stitches on this month for the Spring Baskets Challenge. I used it for um, several of the prompts in the Spring Baskets Challenge. So, I finished this tree over here, and I finished the blue quilt here on the well, it's on my left, and I finished this quilt over here on the right. Well, I didn't finish it. I still gotta finish the background, but I finished stitching the design on the quilt and started the background. I still gotta finish the background. So, um, I have to do the people and the bushes at the bottom, and then the words Raspberry Homecoming, and the poles that are holding up the clothesline that the quilts are on. So, I'm almost done. I'm getting close. My buddy Laura King is like almost done. She's got like one man and one bush and the silo and the word raspberry. She's almost done. And I'm lagging a little bit behind her. Uh, so this will also come back in plans. This is also a zombie run piece. Um, here she is. This is Silver Moon Tea by Mirabilia, of course. And I did 600 stitches in this piece this month. So let me fold this in half. So I you can hardly see it. I did some more of this gray background, and you can't really see it too well on the camera, but I started on the moon and the steam coming off of her teacup. So that was exciting. So there's Silver Moon Tea. She is staying in the zombie run. She has not moved. Alright. We're almost there, you guys. This is the second to last piece. I don't think I've ever had this many whips in a video in my history of making floss tube videos. This is a black and white picture, but this is Quaker Game Board by Papillon Creations. I put 1,000 stitches into this month too. I'm getting very excited because the end is coming into sight. I can see the end. So there it is, and I put 1,000 stitches into this. I finished the actually I don't know exactly where it was. I did, you can't see it, but I put the date in here. Can you see that? I put the 2021 date in there. So now I'm committed. I've got to finish it this year. I put the letter S in here. I did this motif, that motif, the letter O, and I started that outside of the border of this motif. So this is the letter W down here when I get there. So I've been trying to kind of focus on this in Zombie Run. I've been trying to do 4 or 5 prompts on, or Zombie Run miles on this each month. Because I'm trying to finish it. So I have, you can see I have all the rest of that to go. And then I experimented a little. You know, on the instructions, it gives you the option to do specialty stitches, all these little diamond spaces in here and these little these triangle spaces on the edges. They give you the option to do specialty stitches or to do cross stitches. So I kind of experimented a little bit with the specialty stitches, but I don't think I like it. I think I'm going to take it out and I'm just going to do the cross stitches in the middle. I don't think I like the specialty stitches. So there's Quaker Game Board. This is definitely high on my priority list to finish this year. So was Victorian Village. I'm just a little irritated with that one. All right. One more piece. I think I put, oh, let me show you. This is Jane Austen, Real Comfort by Modern Folk Embroidery. It says, there's nothing like staying at home for real comfort. That's a quote from Jane Austen's Emma. I think I put 600 stitches in this month. So there this is. I finished the border over here, so it goes all the way around. I did the birds at the top. I did Jane Austen 2017. I did the stem of the tree on the bottom and the heart. So I'm getting close to a finish on this, you guys. I just gotta finish the wording in the middle, the quote, and do the buildings at the bottom and the border. I'm leaving the alphabet off because I don't have enough space. So I'm getting close to a finish on this one. So I'm excited about that, and we'll talk more about that in plans. Alright, so there's what I worked on in April. I did 4,400 stitches on 10 pieces, which is kind of a lot for me. Like, it really is. I usually only work on, you guys have been here, sometimes, I usually only work on like 3 or 4 pieces, sometimes 5. 10 in 1 month is a lot for me. So, you may never see that again. Just mark it down. You may never see that Laura worked on 10 pieces in a month. But the Spring Baskets Challenge was really fun. I had a good time with that. And Daily 30, once again, Daily 30 is a closed group. You can't get in. They're not accepting new members. Semi-Sane. You can get in. She just posted the password. The password for May is... Let me look it up. She just posted it. The password for May is Frankenstein. So if you wanted to join Semi-Sane, you can tell them you saw it on my channel and give them the password, and that's how you can join Semi-Sane. And when they say semi-sane, they're lying to you. It's completely insane. Yeah, it's completely insane. It's a lot of fun. It's challenging. They've added some different levels to the challenges because people have different rates that they stitch. They have different, you know, some people stitch more than others, some people stitch faster than others, some people stitch on easier projects, more difficult projects. So they've done a lot of work at making all of the challenges more accessible for, you know, every type of stitcher and not just the power stitchers. So you can find something in there. There's no count events. You can find something in there that you can stitch and you can have fun with. But it's still completely insane. Okay. On to Paul. Let me move all this back over here. On to Paul. We have, because it came in after I did my last video, Market Haul. I think this is all of it. I got, this was the reason, frankly, this was the reason that I ordered any Market Haul at all. Not that I wouldn't have ordered it eventually, but this was the one I was excited about, and this is why I ordered it now. Although, since I'm doing no new starts, it's still going to sit here. It's not like I'm going to start it. But I got the all of these charts. The French Kitchen series from Summer House Stitchworks and Hands-On Design. I don't think that I showed these last month. If I did and you're seeing them again, I'm sorry, but I think they came in after I did my video. So there's the cover of the box, and palm massage, apples and sage. This is blueberries and thyme. This is rosemary and mint. Oh no, this is strawberries and mint. Strawberries and mint. This is pear and rosemary. And there's the one. So I got all 4 of the charts, and I got the clipboard that they go on. So I'm excited to stitch that next year. This will be a project for next year. We have something of a stitch along getting planned for next year in virtual stitches. I got this just because it was in the sale bin and it was cute. This is Hands-On Designs Wolf, and it's a pin cushion. I haven't found the set of pins yet, but I just thought it was cute. I got this. This is from Thistles, and it's also a pin cushion. I do think I might have shown these last month. And so it's snowflakes. You can kind of see that. But I thought it was pretty, and it was in the sale bin, so I grabbed it. And then I got this from the Primitive Hair. This is Beezy at Stitching, and it comes with the, you can't see it because of the book on top, but it comes with the board to mount it on. So I thought that was cute. Bees are a popular theme right now, of course. Right. As always, we got project bags because I need a project bag like I need a hole in the head. But they're so fun and they're so pretty. I got the bag of the month from Garan, which is adorable. It's the little bunnies, the eggs, and the daisies. They're adorable. I got some Blackbird Designs haul from Stash and Load, or one of the D-Stash groups. Blackbird Designs Easter Parade, which was recently reprinted, and Midnight Ride. There's a possibility that I don't do enough Blackbird stitching. I only have one in my project list for this year. And I may need to change that next year. I got this from another seller. This is Sparrow Scissor Companion by You and I and Friends. And it comes with a little pair of scissors and a sheath and the backing material. It comes with everything. It's adorable. I got some Prairie Schooler stash. This is Halloween stash. Who's there? Knock, knock. And Night Flight. And my buddy Vicky at Stitch and Button. Oh, Vicky sent me a past the stash chart. This is Boo and Bobby by, I think this is by Brenda Gervais. Yeah, Brenda Gervais. So she sent that along with my bag. So I got the cherries bag. It's got the red paisley inside. And then the cherry prints. And I always gotta show the zipper pulls on Vicky's bags because they're always so cool. The little cherry zipper pull. And then I also got this sea turtle bag, which a sweet friend was kind enough to gift to me, and I appreciate her. I thanked her, and I don't have permission to say her name, so I don't, but I appreciate her. So sea turtles, it goes with my manatee bag, and I have a manatee bag and a dragonfly bag while they're in the water. And this one, of course, has a turtle charm. And then last, but I think, well, almost last, but definitely not least, I got Mirabilia Nora Corbett stash. Because who doesn't need all them Nora Corbetts? I certainly do. So I got these also from a seller on the Nora Corbett Buy Sell Trade group. It's called Mirabilia Embellishments and something, I don't know, but it's the Mira Nora Buy Sell Trade group. This is Foxglove and the Bead Pack. She's so pretty. Sammy at Sammy J Stitches stitched her a couple years ago. And she's gorgeous. This is a fairly new one. This is, oh, it's not as new as I thought. It's new to me. This is White Clover. It says 2017, so it's not really as new as I thought. But there's White Clover and the Bead Pack. This is Amaryllis, and apparently I didn't bring it, but I got the Bead Pack for this too. I think. Yeah, I think I got the Bead Pack for this too. And Miss Lily Daggerwing, which I also blame Sammy for. And then there's Fortnite Fabric of the Month. I get the Subtle Samplers Club. And this is Herbert. And it's a really pretty light blue. I came across a use for these this week. Speaking of Sammy, I was talking to Sammy about the French Kitchen series. and these will be perfect for that. There's two on chocolate milk by Hand Dyed by Stephanie, which I have. But there's one in a light blue, which I have. There's one in a light green, which I have two of. I can either use the verdigris agaric, the other half of the piece that I used for a stitch for Sweet Freedom, or there's a piece that I got last month that's also a light green, so I could use one of those too. There's like a parchment, which I also have one or two from Fortnite Fabric that I could use for that. So I think those might go into my French Kitchen series next year. And last for haul, Carrie Pickering is one of the admins for Daily 30, and she also owns the I'll show you her card here, the Black Pear Stitchery on Etsy. And so she made some needle minders, and she sent me a little bonus needle minder, which I've already managed to lose the back magnet to, but she sent me the little extra one, just a pink sparkle one. It has a flower in it. Somehow I had it on my whatever I was working on, Raspberry Homecoming maybe, and I managed to lose the backing magnet. But she made some needle minders for the Daily 30 group. So she's got one for Daily 30, and she's got one for Zombie Run. So I got those from her. And that is my haul. Except there's one more piece of haul which I can't show you, but I'm going to tell you about. So I was on Virtual Stitchers in the past several months. Everybody on Virtual Stitchers has been getting Lowry stands. And I always thought, I stitch in hand. I'm not going to need it. I don't need a Lowry stand. Like, it's not going to do me any good. I stitch in hand. What am I going to do with the stand? Well, so I was talking to them, as the, over time. But it really started this week when I was stitching on His Eyes on the Sparrow. And I pulled out my frame for His Eyes on the Sparrow. And it was funny on Virtual Stitchers because everybody's like, oh my gosh, are you using a frame? Yes, I do use a frame once in a while. Not very often, but once in a while. So, and then I started talking to them about, it would really be useful for this and for that and for my full coverage. I think I was talking to Carla about that. I've been having a rough time with full coverage. I think I'm kind of in that space where I want to like it, but I don't really like it as much as I want to. So, or who is it? Maybe I was talking to Laura. I was probably talking to both of them. So, so we were talking about this, and I could use it for this and that. So I was on there one night, and everybody left and went to bed, and it was just me and Joni, and Joni left, and Laurel went on workstands.com and ordered herself a Lowry. And it came on Thursday, and I was so excited. Unfortunately, I was working, and I can't put it on my stats that I played with my Lowry all afternoon. My supervisor would frown on that. So I put it together, and it's sitting over here. I haven't, so it's sitting here, it's got my frame in it, but I need to clean up my crap over here and so that I can set it up and adjust it and get it working right so I can try it out. I only have one frame. It's a 14 by 14 hand quilting frame that I bought at Joann. So I need to get some Q snaps. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to play with it. I'm going to try it out. But I'm excited because I think it will help with my full coverage. I think it will help with my sampler, my 3 things sampler, which is gigantic. There's a reason why I call it a tablecloth. Um, I think it will help with his eyes on the sparrow and my bagatelle. The reason my long dog bagatelle. Where's my phone? I'll show you. Megatel is an older long dog, and it doesn't get as much publicity as the newer ones like Death by Cross Stitch and Pandemic. But this is Megatel. This was put out sometime in the early 2000s. I started it in 2004, and I still only have 200 stitches in it. But my problem with this piece is the fabric. I do not like the fabric. The color is perfect, but like it's just too soft and it's slippery, and I don't like the feel of it. But if I could put it on the frame, I think that'll help. So I'm going to try it for that. So May's going to be an adventure because Laurel has to learn to two-hand stitch and figure out this stand business. But it'll be fun. I blame it on Joni because she left me unsupervised. And because it's fun to blame things on Joni. I love Joni. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's going to be on my agenda for today. I'm excited to try it out though, especially for full coverage. My story heap, which is on this long, skinny scrap of fabric, might be a challenge on a 14 by 14 frame. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But I'm excited to try out full coverage on it, and yeah, so it'll be fun. A lot of people have told me once you start two-hand stitching, like, you don't go back. So it's just so much faster. So I'm interested to see what happens, because I do stitch in hand, and I'm interested to see how the ratio shifts between how much I stitch on a frame and how much I stitch in hand. It was funny on virtual stitchers because people would come on and I'd be, and sometimes, people would be like, "Hey, Laurel, tell her what you got." And so there were a couple of people who would be like, "Wait, don't you stitch in hand?" Well, yeah, I do. Well, what do you need a frame for? What do you need a stand for? That was funny, but I'm excited, so stay tuned for that. Um, so plans. May, I think May is going to be a good month. I hope May is maybe even better than April. Um, there's a lot going on in May. There's Zombie Run continues, of course. It's a 12-mile month. Semi-Sane has Needleworker Sweep, which is coming back from last year. Needleworker Sweep, you go to 123 Stitch and you kit up a project that's on your wish list. And you basically convert the prices to stitches. So DMC is 60 cents. It's 60 stitches per skein of DMC. Your chart, I think the chart I chose was $8.99, so that's 900 stitches for the chart. And you're basically kitting up your project in stitches. And so I decided that I want to try to finish Raspberry Homecoming in May. But I also wanted to be realistic. I have a bit to go on it. I don't have that far to go on it. And I'm kind of realistic. Some people are kitting up stuff that requires 7, 8, and 10, and 11,000 stitches. I'm not going to do 11,000 stitches. It's not going to happen. So when I was choosing the chart I was going to kit up, I was looking for something that was. I looked through the group, and at the time that I looked through the group, most people were sort of between 3,000 and 6,000 stitches. and I'm like, let me stay kind of towards the 3,000 end of things. And so I found a chart which is about 3,200 stitches. It's Blueberry Homecoming, the companion to my Raspberry Homecoming. And so it's 3,200 stitches, which may be enough to finish Raspberry Homecoming. If not, it'll be really close. I don't know if it's quite going to be enough, but if not, it'll get me really close to finishing Raspberry Homecoming. So I'm going to do that. I moved Raspberry Homecoming into my zombie run for that reason. Because if I'm going to spend that much time on Raspberry Homecoming, I'm going to get zombie run credit for it. And I kind of dithered a lot about which project to move out of zombie run. I didn't want to move out Quaker Game Board because I'm trying to finish it. I didn't want to move out Victorian Village because I also want to finish that, as annoyed as I am with it. And I thought, well, I'll move out Silver Moon Tea. And then, because I really like stitching on 3 things, I didn't really want to give up 3 things. And I don't expect to finish this year. Actually, I kind of jumped ahead, but I didn't want to give up 3 things because I really like stitching on it. And I was like, well, I'll take out Silver Moon Tea. And then I got annoyed with Victorian Village. And I was like, maybe I'll do that. But then if I take it out, I may not go back to it. And I don't want that. So then I was like, you know what? I don't expect to finish 3 things this year. I've already done my 1,000 stitches on it. My goal for the year is to get the first page done. I'm almost there. Like when I showed it, I just got to do the little bit at the bottom and the flowers and the border. And I got to finish the last little bit of that leaf motif. But, I could get that done just by putting in a couple of prompts for Daily 30 Weekly or for Magical Stitches. I could get that done just by putting in some prompts. So I decided to take out 3 things. I don't know that I'm going to finish Silver Moon Tea this year, but I'm more likely to finish Silver Moon Tea than to finish 3 things. So I ended up taking 3 things out and putting Raspberry Homecoming in. And then when I finish Raspberry Homecoming, I can put 3 things back, which I probably won't. I'll probably put Moon Garden in there, get some other stuff in there that I can finish. I need some finishes, you guys. I haven't finished anything since September. And part of that is because I didn't stitch between October and January. It's amazing when you don't stitch, you don't finish anything. So that's the plan for Raspberry Homecoming. Is I'm gonna do needleworker sweep, and then I'll have to work on my other zombie run pieces for zombie run, and then Semi Sane is also doing Letters of Fortune, which is like Hangman or Wheel of Fortune. I've never played it before, but a lot of my friends have played it and they really like it. And I'm like, well, Semi Sane allows you to double dip. They don't have any rules against double dipping. And I've got to do all these stitches on Raspberry Homecoming anyway for needleworker sweep, so I might as well play and do Letters of Fortune too. So I'm going to play Letters of Fortune and needleworker sweep and zombie run. I want to finish Raspberry Homecoming. I also want to try to finish Jane Austen because she's not that far away either. And so I'm going to try to work her into some prompts for the weeklies. I don't know how I'm going to do all this, you guys. I don't know how I'm going to do all this. I may not do it all. Because I would need more than 4,400 stitches to finish Zombie Run and finish Needleworker Sweep and finish Jane Austen. I don't know how many stitches I would need, but I'm thinking I'd probably need about 6,000 stitches to finish all that. So, we'll see. But if I could finish Raspberry Homecoming and Jane Austen, I would love that. Because then I could move on to I need to finish Moon Garden because um, Zeb is playing Final Fantasy, so she could probably wait. Um, I want to finish A Stitch for Sweet Freedom. I have some older charts, older WIPs that I want to finish. One of my complaints about my current lineup is I have too many projects that are too new and not enough projects from my 2012 list. So I'm trying to get some of these newer projects out of the way so I can bring in more projects from my 2012 list. Because I'd like to make them more of a priority and get them off my list. I don't know if I've shown this before. I sort of can't imagine that I haven't. But I'll show it again. This is an old EGA project. And it's a needle book and a pincushion and a scissor fob. This is one of the projects I'd like to move into my rotation for my 2012 list. And I'll show you a couple of the others. I'm pretty sure I've shown these on here. This is Kimono by Donna Gallagher. And this one here is the one that I'm doing. And I'd like to, I'd like to get that out. And this one here is a little lower on the list. But this is another EGA project that I could get out. This one looks repetitive, and I'm kind of put off by that. But, so, for those of you who don't know, or for those of you who are new here, I have my WIP list split into two lists. On January 1st, 2012, I made a list of everything I had going as of that date. And as I've been finishing them, I've been, I have like a master list where I keep all my records. And then I have like a list in my phone where I just have my current WIP. So as I've been finishing stuff, I've been deleting it. It's very satisfying. But I'm trying to make that list disappear. It'll be a long time because I got 5 Teresa Winsters on there and 2 Mirabilias. And there's a lot of big projects on there. But I've got a couple things that might get UFO'd. But so I have that, and then everything that I've started after that and haven't finished is on a separate list. And so I try to make a priority of working those 2012 WIPs and trying to knock a few off that list each year. The list started out at 45 or 47, and it's down to 20. So I think I'm not actually. I think the list started at 45 or 47 back in 2005. And then I cleaned it up in 2012 and made a list of everything that, made a clean list of everything that I had going. And I think there were 30 something projects on that list. I had UFO'd some, and I had retired some, and I had finished some. And so I had adopted some out. So I think I had misplaced a few. But I think there were 30 something projects on that 2012 list. And now I'm down to 20. I'm trying to get that down. So, yeah. So I'm going to try to get more of those in and, put the newer ones aside a little bit. So I'm at an hour. Do I have anything else to say? Still working from home. Our governor said he's gonna open the state on June 15th. We'll see if that happens. So I don't know what's gonna happen with working from home or going back to the office. I don't know. I'm sure executive management is discussing it. Haven't heard anything that's made its way down to line staff yet. So I think that's all for me. Happy May Day. It's May 1st. It's crazy that it's May already. Crazy. And stay tuned for Laurel's adventures in both Lowry stitching and semi-sane events. We'll see what happens. But I hope all of you have a wonderful stitching month and a wonderful month of May. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.